One. What's up, guys? Welcome to Financialism. And I'm not alone this time. As an only child, this is a huge privilege because I'm used to being alone. I got Dom, the BCBA mom, and she's killing it. She's crushing it. And one of my goals with this channel now is to have more people from the community come over here and tell you how they are financially crushing things. So we got a real winner this time, Dom, the BCBA mom. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what the heck a BCBA is? Some people here might not know. So with that, I'm giving you the mic. Here you go. And hey,
I feel like I need like a crowd roar after that intro. Like,
ooh, I'll hype you up the whole time. Dom,
thank you.
ooh.
So, hi guys, I'm Dom, the BCBA mom, and I also have a YouTube channel. We'll give you more information about that later. But what a BCBA is a board certified behavior analyst. Myself and the Financialism are both BCBAs. I don't know if he speaks on this enough, but typically what we do is we work with children and adults with autism or special needs, intellectual disabilities, developmental disabilities, or corporations who identify target behaviors or behaviors that they want to change, whether they want to increase or decrease, they want to see more of or less of, whether there are triggers in their environment that they're trying to get rid of in order to succeed in life and to function better in their life. So then they call us, we do assessments, we do observations, we create a treatment plan for them, and we help them to live a successful or a better quality of life. And that's just pretty much what we do. Now, being a
Yeah.
BCBA, there is a lot of money in being a BCBA, period. Let's just say that, right? So we go to school for a lot of years. We take this very rigorous exam. A lot of people may have to take the exam several times, but the reason that it's so difficult to get to this stage is because it's almost immediate employment after you become a BCBA. I don't know about you, Financialism, but I've never had a problem finding a job, keeping a job, negotiating my salary, things like that, because we are in demand. So just being a BCBA in itself, you can be extremely financially stable in this field.
Yeah, exactly. So I have some financially savvy questions for you. Um,
Okay.
as someone who picked a field where one, every day feels awesome. I mean, it feels awesome for me. Like I wake up and I'm like, okay, I get to play all day. And then I do have to write a little bit. But most of the time I am playing, having a lot of fun, and then turning that into treatment goals that'll help mostly kids on the autism spectrum. And at the same time, we're getting a pretty nice income. But you are going above and beyond with this pretty nice income. You are finding ways to double, triple, and find more streams of income using your ABA, applied behavior analysis skill set. So how many streams of income do you have, and how do you like diversify across them?
That is a really good question. At this point, I stopped counting because it
Wow.
was getting a little overwhelming. And it wasn't even like bragging qualities. It was like, girl, go sit down somewhere, calm yourself down. But it also tapped into how creative I am. So I am a creative. My mind is always like, ooh, idea, ooh, idea. And it also lets you know that you can apply ABA or applied behavior analysis, the science that we practice, to almost any setting. So if you think about it like that, it's very easy to have multiple streams of income. So at one point, I had 6 streams of income.
Ooh.
I was a private practice owner, which means I opened my own private practice and I was taking on clients. I was billing. I was credentialed with insurance, and I was taking on clients through word of mouth or just either getting my name on the insurance list, and people would call me up and say, "Hey, I have a kiddo that needs a treatment plan, or I have, someone that I want you to work with." The second stream of income was consulting out with other companies. So there are other established companies that are always looking for BCBA. So you can have your own caseload, and then you can also pick up a caseload at another company where you don't necessarily have to deal with getting credentialed because they do it for you, or just waiting for a paycheck because the paycheck comes every 2 weeks. If you have your own private practice, there could be a lot of wait in that. But if you're on private practice, you get all of the money. If you're consulting with someone, you may get 70% or 60% of the money because it goes to their overhead or over cost. Another stream of income I had is I was a teacher and they hired me specifically in the special education department. So I was a special ed lead for a private school. And it was pretty much like the, how do I want to call it? Like the special ed director of special education. And I was there to interpret IEPs. It was a school for diverse learners.
Okay.
So I was there to interpret IEPs and to support any of the individuals there with diverse learners. And because I was there, they asked me to teach a couple classes. So I taught a psychology class, and I also taught a life skills readiness class for seniors. That kind of triggered my love for teaching. So then I actually sought out more university jobs. So then I started working at a university in the ABA department, which brings me to stream of income level number 4. So working at a university, if you have a bachelor's degree, you can teach undergrad. If you have a master's degree, you can teach undergrad or grad school. I was teaching at a graduate school level, and I was also providing supervision to graduate students. In order to become a BCBA, you have to get supervision hours where you sit under a BCBA and we monitor your work. Another stream of income outside of the university, there were other people coming to me that weren't in the university saying, I need supervision too. Okay, well, let me open up another department in my business where I'm just providing supervision to graduate level students. I think I'm leaving something out.
Oh my gosh, though.
I should
Even
have
if-
wrote this down.
That's amazing. That's so many things. You're giving me so many ideas because I have the skill set and I always had this dream of educating. And on your channel, we'll have an interview with me of how I'm using my ABA skill set to teach people through social media about investing. But you're giving me so many more ideas because I want to be at a university. I want to talk about
Yeah.
ABA to like people who are new to it and inspire it. I know I listen to a lot of ABA podcasts, like what are they called? Matt Sikoria's podcast. You know that one?
I
Like I
don't.
love that podcast. Oh, you don't know Matt Sikoria? I gotta put you
No,
on. Okay,
I have to write it. I have my list now of all the things that
yes.
you're teaching me.
He starts off every single episode with like a very powerful BCBA, someone who's been in it, like John Bailey, for example, the founder of the ethics book. And he like has him there, how he got started in ABA from A to Z. And they all have this powerful thing in common that I'm noticing from you is access to a live university where they teach. Like I'm seeing that like trend in like the most impactful BCBAs. And by most impactful, I don't mean like they do more. They just do it in a broad sense where they reach a lot more people. Obviously, every BCBA is super impactful, but they impact families specifically and individually. So I got a follow-up question for you now.
Okay.
Now you went through all of these streams of income, but what is your favorite one? And if you want to talk a little bit about the numbers, feel free to talk a little bit about the numbers. Maybe it's your favorite because you put in the least amount of time and get the most amount. I did contracting and it was awesome. I got to do it on my own time, my own schedule. I did it through Zoom that was allowed. And it was so awesome from the comfort of my own home, guiding RBTs and working with kids. But what was your most like favorite stream of income so far? And here's the mic once again.
Okay. Thank you. So I will say there are 2 stream of incomes that I would say are my favorite, and they are actually the least paid. And the reason they're my favorite is because they tap into my values and my passion. One being YouTube. So I have a YouTube channel and I'm able to teach and be myself and be candid and be silly and just talk about the things that I value and the things that I love. And I'm on track to becoming monetized with the YouTube channel. I don't know how much they're going to pay me, but with building an audience on the YouTube channel, it has opened up doors and windows for a lot of other opportunities. So even if I made $30 a month, I get brand deals. So some individuals have reached out to me and say, hey, I have this data collection device that I want you to make a video on. We'll pay you for that. And then I have to get creative and write a script and things like that. Another thing that I really enjoy is teaching. So I will just put it out there. Teachers do not make a lot of money in comparison to the work that they put out. So you get paid for the time that you're with the student, not necessarily for the planning time, grading time, and just all the time you're just sitting in your bed thinking about, was I too harsh? Did I provide enough reinforcement? But I feel just like a lot of the individuals that you mentioned, when you are a teacher or a professor or you are at a university, you are impacting the students at a very early pivotal time in their career, kind of before they're tainted by the world or tainted just by this field in general. You're getting them in a place where you can teach them ethics and just real life scenarios and, just how not to be one of those BCBAs that no one likes because they're just so arrogant and things like that. So I love interacting and talking with students and hearing the things that they're going through on a regular basis. Those will be my favorite too. The ones that make me the most money, of course, is right now I contract in my own personal business. I contract with school districts. So you can a lot of this was through word of mouth. So they know that you're a BCBA in their area. I happen to work in the school district that I grew up in. So that was kind of like full circle. And, school districts have a lot of money. So you can say, hey, here's a $20,000 contract over here, then go on another side of town, get another $20,000 contract. And you're not full time there. You may work 2-3 days a week. So it frees up your time. I like the jobs that also give me a lot of autonomy and flexibility. If I'm consulting with an agency, I may work, a week on and a week off, and I still have time to like pick up my kids and take vacations and take some days off. So I like having multiple streams of income because if it all still taps into flexibility and I can create my own schedule, some over here may pay more, but some over here may benefit me in other ways where I can be creative and I can make more of an impact. So that's kind of how my brain works. I kind of compartmentalize a lot in life. So it helps me to compartmentalize like joy, finance, peace, happiness, and just a
Wow.
number of jobs.
This is incredible because you're making me realize like all of the steps that I took and just all the effort I put into it, kind of like that teacher who like right before bed is thinking of all these ideas, but they're not being like monetized for it. And I'm like, hold on a second. Dom, the BCBA mom, is sleeping, going to bed, thinking all these thoughts, and she's actually turning them into money. She's being rewarded for her efforts, for her private events, her thoughts. Which is
Yeah.
fantastic. And I definitely cannot wait to go on your channel, guys. Check out that interview. There'll be a link below to Dom's channel as well. And you can also click that little blue hyphenated area right over there where the title is. You click that, go to Dom's channel, click subscribe. And not only will you learn about personal finance in a new way, you will learn about applied behavior analysis and how maybe you might want to do a little career shifting and come into this field where one, you always have a job, you're very wanted, you're making an impact. And look at us both, look at our faces, look at the smiles that we have. We are obviously energized by our work. Now sometimes it is exhausting, and I do have a report that I literally was writing right now, and it is a weekend, but it's the first time that I actually have to write a report on a weekend. But anyways, I have a question to you about like we have this joy, we have this ambition, we have this reward in the sense of like monetization, but we get tired too, believe it or not. Like we don't look like we get tired, but we get tired. How do you deal as a BCBA, as a board certified behavior analyst? How the heck do you deal with burnout? How do you prevent burnout with antecedent strategies? Like, because you seem like you got it all together. And of course, everyone has their demons, right? I got some right over here. Here's one of my demons right there. How the heck do you prevent and deal with burnout?
So I will say, like, they don't call me Dom the BCBA mom for nothing. I am literally carrying a child right now. I am almost 9 months pregnant and I'm still working all of these jobs. So it's like, are you insane? Like, what is going on? So one thing I will say is the reason that we go to school for all of these years and we take the exam is to have an easy life. And at any point, if I feel like my job is becoming too overwhelming, I can start trickling down some things if I want to. So right now, I just hired a BCBA. I hired some interns. I hired some RBTs. So I've started to delegate more. I've grown my team so I can take a nice maternity leave. Um, I have a consulting. I consult with other agencies just in case I wanted to stop at any time and I can still have an income coming in. If I'm a teacher, I may teach or meet with a student a couple of days a week. So on those days, there are not a lot of people that can say, "Oh, I'm not going to work Wednesday and Thursday just because," or "Next week I'm going to take off 3 days." So I feel like I've earned this autonomy and flexibility in my schedule, and I use it. Um, I don't just have my weekends. I mean, some days I do. Some days I work 7 days a week, especially when I'm building and I'm like creating and trying to get everything together. But eventually there is an end. I even did this one thing where I would only write 3 things on my calendar per day. And if I got 3 things done, whether that was laundry, take my kids to school, one treatment plan, then I'm done because I know I've worked hard to get here and I'm still going to be in demand later. So I know I'm not neglecting any clients, I'm not neglecting myself or my family, but I have to be full. I have to have peace of mind in order to do my job. So I've learned to some of the antecedent strategies that I use is like that checklist, putting 3 things on your calendar and that's it. Sometimes I get up a little earlier and get some things done when I know my mind is fresh. So I'm not working late at night when I know I am really exhausted and burnt out. I cleared my schedule on the weekends, except for today, to where I have my full weekends to myself to do what I want to do. I bring my husband in a lot and say, like, hey, I need a weekend. Like right now, I'm at like a staycation. I'm away from home right
Hey,
now. So I just try to utilize my community. I delegate a lot. And all the things that I do currently, they bring me joy. So even though I try to push out YouTube videos and TikTok videos and Instagram reels, I really enjoy vlogging and editing. I think like in my second nature is like to be in theater and production. And I love when like a video comes together. It's like playing Tetris. So even though some people may feel like that's work, for me, that is a self-care tool as well. And if I was doing something, if I was forced to do something that I didn't like to do, then I would be drained. But because I actually enjoy it, it's not as draining as most people may think it is.
I feel like I'm an investor, so like I love picking and looking at companies. I love buying like index funds and like combinations, conglomerations of individual stocks inside of funds. And when I'm looking at you, when I'm hearing you talk, I am like, right now, I am so early on Dom, the BCBA mom, and she's already done so much. But I'm like, this is the tip of the iceberg. And people don't even realize, like, they'll be like, oh, yeah, that's a really big iceberg. And I'm like, no, no, no. Most of it is underwater. Like 90% of it is still when she's going to bed and all those thoughts are flying around her. And she's doing this while she is 9 months pregnant. So
I
this is
know.
amazing. Mom, thank you so much for your time. And again, guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and visit Dom's page. Subscribe to her. There is a lot to gain from there. And especially in the personal finance realm, I get so inspired listening to people from different industries I'm less familiar with, and watching them make power moves. So if you like this type of content, stick around for way more. Dom,
Yes.
do you have any final words to say?
Thank you for having me on. This has been so much fun. You are way more fun in person virtually. Like I'm I'm in love. I'm in love with your channel. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to
Financialism.
the financialism.
All right. I just paused my recording. You could pause yours right there and pause.